Hey gang, how you doing? It's Kevin. Sitting here. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, Charity. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Okay, this is what we're going to do today. I want you to help steer the ship today. I was thinking that I always sort of choose the topics and which direction we're going to go. So right now I want you to tell me what's on your mind. How you doing? What do you want to talk about? What feelings do we want to deal with today? Anything like that. If you have an idea of a conversation, a topic, put like some asterisks beside it. And don't forget, if you're new here, tell us you're new here. So let me know what's on your mind. What do you want to talk about? What do you think we should talk about? What's worrying you? What's on your mind? So put a little asterisk beside it and let's chat about it with everybody. Stand by. Here we go. This show is about your mental health. While it's supported by the pillars of positivity and hope, if you find yourself in crisis, please reach out for help. In many communities in both the United States and Canada, you can dial 211 to be connected to mental health and crisis services in your region. While it may seem like it at times, you are not alone. Good. Oh my goodness. I just realized. Okay, just before the show, I went and brushed my teeth. And I just realized there's powder all over the front. I apologize. I guess we're just not taking as good care of ourselves, right? I'm wearing my hat again today because my hair literally is out to here. Evening, everybody, and happy Valentine's Day to you. Thanks for joining us for the Happy Molecule Extra right here on Facebook Live. I look forward to Sunday nights, spending Sunday nights with you. And as I mentioned, if hopefully you heard some of that, now I'm going to be so self-conscious of that. You know what? I'll fix it. There. I'll put the microphone right in front. See? Fixed. See, it's just like putting a piece of tape over the check engine light, right? See, no problem with my shirt whatsoever. Okay, as I said before we started the show, you know what? I always do the talking. And I may not be talking about what you want to talk about and how you're feeling out there. I know a lot of you may be feeling lonely, need companionship or want to talk about something. See, already Wendy, thank you. Wendy is suggested we talk about COVID fatigue. So that will be our first topic in just a moment. But the first thing I want to talk about is breathing. We do it every week. And I realized as well that I probably haven't mentioned in the last little while why you breathe when you are meditating, why you concentrate on your breath, why you do breathing exercises, why in cognitive behavior therapy, if you're into that, why breathing is so important. And there's actually a really good reason. So there's a little bit of a biology lesson here. I'm not a doctor. I did play one as a child. But this is essentially why we take control of our breath and concentrate on our breath. We have an autonomous nervous system. And what that means is auto, meaning that it takes care of itself, like autopilot. So that's what we breathe. Our eyes blink. Anything that our body does that we don't have to think about, it just does it for us. That's the autonomous nervous system taking care of that. So we don't have to. Could you imagine if we had to concentrate on every single one of the 22,000 breaths we take every day? It would not be fun. So that's the autonomous nervous system. The system is made up of your sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system, think of it like the gas pedal on your car. The parasympathetic nervous system, think of that as the brakes. So what happened in primal man is that when there was a danger, a saber-toothed tiger. I always use that example. I got to find another example. But something dangerous that is threatening your life and limb. Your sympathetic nervous system doesn't wait for you. It realizes, wait a minute, you're sending messages that, oh my gosh, there's a threat. There's a threat. So your sympathetic nervous system then says, okay, everybody, it's time to step on the gas. It speeds up your heart, speeds up your pulse rate because you might need to run. You might need to fight. So while it's doing all of this, it's also doing a whole bunch of other things. It's taking blood away from some things in your body that it doesn't feel are a priority right now, which is why when you have stress and anxiety, you catch a cold easier. is because your sympathetic nervous system is taking away stuff from your immune system needs to operate. So, but it's bringing it to your muscles in case you have to fight or run. Everything is for fighting and running. You've heard fight or flight. So that's what the sympathetic nervous system is doing. It's preparing you for whatever threat is outside the cave. So your heart goes faster, your stomach gets shut off, sometimes your bowels can clear or want to clear. That's what's happening. The parasympathetic nervous system, now that's important, right? That's important, the sympathetic nervous system. Don't knock it. It's doing its job. We need it. We need it to stay alive. The sympathetic nervous system is why you hear these stories, these incredible stories of people being able to lift cars off people that the cars have fallen on top of, because that's the sympathetic nervous system putting your blood and your muscles to work. So the parasympathetic nervous system is the brakes. It's it's when you give the signal, okay, everything's okay out there, your parasympathetic nervous system hits the brakes. Okay, everybody, put the blood back where it's supposed to be, reopen the stomach, slow the heart rate down, slow the pulse down. That's what it does. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, let's speed ahead to the 20th century. And this is why we are experiencing overwhelming anxiety and stress, even when our bodies are made, our brains, our nervous system are made to take care of that. Gas pedal, brake pedal. But the problem is that our sympathetic nervous system is blind. It depends on what you see, what you hear, what you think. So you're saying, there is a danger ahead. I'm worried that, I'm worried about doing a presentation at work next week. I'm worried about, but you're sending a message to your sympathetic nervous system saying, there is a danger for me that is threatening my life and limb. So what's it going to do? It's going to speed up your heart. It's going to speed up your pulse. You don't breathe properly. And it goes for a prolonged period of time. And it goes over and over and over again. And you're telling the sympathetic nervous system, and you're also telling the parasympathetic nervous system, no, there's still a danger here. So it says, okay, carry on, sympathetic nervous system. I'm not going to put on the brakes. So it's not that it's broken or anything. It just means that you're sending messages that there's a danger out there, even when there isn't. Remember we talked about, we have about 6,000 to 7,000 thoughts every day. And out of those thoughts, about 85% are negative. And a lot of those thoughts are telling our sympathetic nervous system, there's a danger to my body, to my being. So we're doing that most of the day, especially when we live with depression and anxiety and stress. So what we are doing, and Linda's good question, how do we fix that? You know what, Linda? The very first thing we do is we take control. Our parasympathetic nervous system needs to be told, hey, stand down the missiles. It needs to be told that. And our sympathetic nervous system needs to be told it's okay. So we're actually taking control. We're helping out our parasympathetic nervous system by grabbing the reins and saying, you know what? It's okay. So how do we do that? The first thing, the most important thing is breathing. Actually, the most important thing is changing our attitudes, but in this case, the most important thing is breathing. And so what we're doing is we are forcing the parasympathetic nervous system to engage because we're taking control of our breathing. Because our parasympathetic nervous system, I should find a better name for that. Our PS is waiting for the signal, but you're not sending it. You're not sending it. So what you're going to do is you're going to breathe. Okay, try it now. Just try it. Just very simply. You're purposely going to slow down your breathing. All right. So now you're sending a message to the parasympathetic nervous system to slow down. But you can't just do it for 20 seconds and 30 seconds. And I'm going to show you the breathing technique again in a moment. In fact, Spunky is going to make an appearance. So we're going to do that in a moment. But I really needed to explain this to you because this is important and why we do it. And during the breathing process, you'll notice when we do our box breathing, we breathe in through our nose. That didn't look good, did it? We breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds. We hold it for 4 seconds. Then we breathe out through our mouth for 4 seconds. and then we hold it. Those holds at the top and the bottom of our box breathing are important. You can't just, because you're not helping take control. You're sending a strong message. Hey, slow down the breathing. Slow down the heart. Slow down my pulse. Put the blood back. So when you're holding, it's really accentuating, I am taking control of the breathing, and it's okay. So keep that in the back of your mind. And remember, when you're breathing in that nice, cool, fresh air. It's clean. There are no problems coming in with that air. And then as you're holding your breath, you're thinking, okay, where do I feel the stress and the anxiety in my body? Where am I feeling it? Okay, I'm feeling it in my stomach, or I'm feeling it in my neck, or I'm feeling it in my shoulders. Wherever you're feeling it. Heck, you could feel it in your feet. Everybody's different. So as you're holding your breath, you're going to feel that stress and that strain and that anxiety. And then you are going to grab some of it. You're going to chip some of it off. And then as you breathe out through your mouth, you're breathing out some of that anxiety and that stress. You're breathing it out through your mouth. You're letting it go. You don't want to send it out through your nose because that's where the clean, good air is coming in. You want to send it out through the dumpster. All right? So we're sending it out there. Again, bad analogy. Then again, you're going to hold. And why are you going to hold? You're going to hold because you're saying, I'm in control. I'm taking control. Your parasympathetic nervous system is going to feel this. It may take a minute or two to engage, but if you can sort of send the signal, it will take over from there. So once you return back to your daily life, it can, if you allow it to take over from there. But you can't keep sending signals that everything's bad and everything's wrong. It's not. We worry too much. There are some things to worry about, yes. And there are things that aren't going right. Okay. But you know what? It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And you got to tell your mind that. You got to give your sympathetic nervous system a rest. So you have a lot of responsibility and a lot of work to do here. So we're going to do the box breathing. Remember, it's in through the nose 4 seconds, hold it 4 seconds, then out with a bad air for 4 seconds, and then hold it, okay? And for that, we bring on our very good friend, Spunky the Stress Ball.
Hey!
Hello, Spunky. All set? Here we go. I was supposed to be all set. Then he would go, Here we go. Breathing in through your nose for 4 seconds. Come on. And then you're going to hold it 4 seconds. Where's that stress? Where's that stress? Now breathe it out through your mouth. And then hold it. Good. And now you're going to breathe in through your nose. Now don't strain this. Don't go. Don't strain it. Don't strain it. Just hold it. I'm going to talk one more time for one little cycle here. You're going to breathe in fresh, cool air now through your nose for 4 seconds. And then you're going to hold it for 4, looking for that stress and the anxiety. Chip off a bit of it and breathe it out through your mouth. All right, take over. There we go. Thank you, Spunky. We'll see you next week.
Woo!
Spunky the Stress Ball. That's only a short time, okay? You should really be doing it for 3 or 4 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day, or whenever you need it. And the great thing is you can even do it while driving. You don't want to close your eyes while doing it, obviously, but even while driving, if you're getting frustrated, it's okay. You'll make it through the traffic. It's amazing what we worry about, what we think is bad. Getting caught in a traffic jam. Damn it! What's the problem? It's okay. This is not life-threatening. Unless, of course, you're in an ambulance, okay? I'll give you that. You can stress out over that. If your wife is pregnant beside you, all right, I will give you that. Stress out all you want, and that's what the sympathetic nervous system is for. But for the most part, if you're stuck in traffic, if the cable doesn't work, if the internet doesn't work. These are not things that we should be wasting our sympathetic nervous system's time with. Breathe it through. Just breathe it through. You know, I've been listening to Alan Watts a lot lately. He's a philosopher, he's a writer back in the early 70s. He had said something really interesting that I love, and I wanted to share it with you. And he said, stop calling life a journey. You know, we always say life is a journey. We make all these analogies that our life is a journey, and we have little stops along the way. Now, I mean, there's times when that does come in handy, but for the most part, he was saying life is not a journey. Because a journey has an end point, has a destination. But, I mean, the only destination we really have is death, right? When you think about it. So if you're scrambling to worry about making enough money, making enough savings to put into your RSP or 401k, whatever it is, then you know what? What are you going to do after that? You're telling your whole life, I'm aimed towards that part. You know, I can't wait until I'm finished school. I can't wait until this drive is over. Okay, what are you going to do after that? Why are you setting targets for your life? He said, life is not a journey. You know what life is? Life is a dance. Life is music. And for good reason, because he argues that if you had a destination to get to as quickly as you possibly could, then the best conductors and the best musicians would be the ones who finish the music first, the fastest ones. But it's not. When you go on a dance, when you listen to music, you're not looking to get to the end of the piece. If you're dancing, you're not looking to a spot on the floor and say, that's where I'm going to end up. Unless it's that spot dance kind of thing, you're getting a prize. But you're not doing that. What are you doing? You are setting yourself up just to enjoy the music, enjoy the time, enjoy the movement. There's no destination in sight. The music will end, obviously. But if you can take that with your life and your stress and your anxiety and keep reminding yourself of that, it's amazing what it does. It changes everything. It changes everything that you believe, everything you feel, everything you think about. It changes. Think about that. I've been doing a lot of thinking about it since I heard that a couple of weeks ago. And so, if you're doing a tedious task, I can't wait till this is over. I can't wait till I'm finished it. I can't wait. This drive is so long and boring. I can't wait till it's over. Why can't I wait? Why can't I look out the window and see the beautiful scenery or enjoy being alive? Fast forward to your deathbed. Fast forward to that time when you only have a few moments left in this world. Think about all the times you rush to get something done, or to get to the end of something, or to achieve a certain goal. I'm not saying don't have goals. Goals are important. But you can't make them your life's work. And if you're on your deathbed and you're saying to yourself, if only I could have that 10 minutes back, if only I could have that 4 days back, if only I could have that time back, I would enjoy it. Because as Kansas said, it's dust in the wind, my friends. That's what happens. Once it's done, it's gone. There's no do-overs. And why can't you enjoy? Why can't you just let the stress and that anxiety go? We're in a horrible time right now. COVID, isolation. It's financially tough. We've eaten into most of our savings. I know I have. People are losing their jobs, losing the business. You're not alone. But you know what? There is light literally at the end of this tunnel. It will end one day. And if you can come out of the other side being positive, you'll be all that much better. You would have wasted so much anxiety and so much stress otherwise, right? So that's what we want to do. And that's what we want to hope to accomplish with a happy molecule, is just try and get together, because it's tough to do it alone. Try and get together and help each other. Now, I've blathered on here. I apologize. I want to get to some of your thoughts and what you want to do. Who was it that said they wanted to do COVID fatigue? Was that Wendy? Can't remember. Park is just checking. Yes, Wendy. All right, Wendy. Let's talk about COVID fatigue. That's one thing we are going to talk about now because you are helping to steer the show and the topics. Let's have some response from you right now on the message board. Tell me about your COVID fatigue. What in particular is really causing you that feeling of you can't take anymore? What in particular? Please don't think I'm accusing you or going to get mad at you or tell you you're wrong in doing it. No, these are genuine feelings. But we're all going to help each other think them out. So let's talk about, first of all, what it is. The lack of social interaction, says Cameron. Yeah, that's tough. We've got to change our idea of social interaction for now. So it's got to be Zoom. It's got to be, but you know what? You got to reach out to people. Go through I've said it before, go through turn on my flashlight. Hold on. Wow, that's bright. Go through your phone, go through your contacts. Who haven't I talked to for a while? Start reaching out. And you know what? Make plans. Make plans. Let's do some Zoom coffee next week. Or when this is over, the first Saturday it's over, we're going to have a party. Or we're going to get together. The lack of social interaction. I'm tired of being pulled in every direction, not knowing what's happening, what regions are doing well. I miss my elderly mom and loved ones. Yeah. And you're not alone. My heart goes out especially to our seniors. You know, first of all, we're hearing about the horrid conditions in some of these long-term care homes. Not all of them, but we're hearing about that. And even if they're not at home, they're alone. And it's tough. Every single news article is about COVID. You're right. It is. So turn off the news. Turn it off. There is more than one way to get your news in a day. It's important you're informed. It's very important. But 5-10 minutes a day is all you need. So turn off the damn news. Because it is, you know, we had a saying when I was working in news. If it bleeds, it leads. We like bad news. We tried to make excuses for, it's all bad news, you know, and sometimes I do defend it that the whole fact it's new and unusual is good. However, no, we liked bad news. We enjoyed bad news. I'm going to be frank with you. We loved it when there was a major accident. We loved human misery. It sells papers. It gets ratings. It's the truth. Nothing better than a major tragedy for news. So that is what you are listening to right now. That's what you're watching right now. And you're expecting any different? So you got to block all the news items from your timelines of your social media. If you are going to make a destination and watch the news, say, it's supper time or something like that, you watch a bit of it. You don't have to watch the whole thing. There are ways to stay informed without having to listen to it 24/7 or every single breaking story. I'll tell you what, if the world is going to end, I'll let you know. Okay? Other than that, why do you need to have the news on 24/7 or have all those breaking news alerts come on your phone? Why? Now, weather's important. Okay, that's okay. Put an alert on for the weather. You want to know when the storms are coming up. You can put traffic alerts on. You want to know if you're headed, well, you don't even need to. You can use Waze or your Google Maps or your Apple Maps, whatever. Stop watching the news. I for the life of me, don't understand why not one single media outlet has gotten this message that they are creating a world of anxiety and stress. Now, we're the ones who created the monster as being as viewers. Because honestly, if any of these news organizations do try to just give good news and not bad news, their ratings would plummet. But at some point, there's got to be a better way of delivering it than 24/7 and all that. So I urge you, turn it off. Turn it off. What else do people want to talk about? Let's talk about some. Well, we were talking about a little bit about COVID fatigue. So it's up to us to be ingenious, to be creative, to find ways of getting over it. Have you had a games night via Zoom with 10 of your friends? Get everybody to dial in Zoom. I know it's only, if you have more than 2 people, it's 40 minutes. So what? You just tell everybody as soon as it ends, you dial back in again for another 40 minutes. So everybody gets a Monopoly board. Everybody gets the, whatever, a Yahtzee board or whatever. A card, a set of cards. It would be easy to play games like that. And get 10 people together over Zoom. It's fun. So you have to be a little bit more creative, a little more ingenious. And you know what that creativity and that ingenuity is doing? It's making you an active participant in your mental health. It's making you rely on yourself to get yourself out of any doldrums. So you have to be your own mental health advocate. I say it time and time and time again. Don't just sit there and whine and complain and sit down and cry. Then do something about it. Okay? Do something about it. Living alone is tough. Loneliness is more dangerous than you think. The loneliness is harder on your health than you think. So you don't sit there and accept it. You find ways. You have to. There's no other choice. You find ways to try not to be lonely. Because you know what? There's a lot of lonely people out there. You know what? I want everybody right now on the message board. If you are lonely right now, put down, I'm lonely. I want to see it on the message board. Now, this is, as you know, there's going to be a slight delay, 30, 40 seconds, a minute, depending on everybody's internet speed, before we start seeing this thing. So, here we go. We'll get to Diane in just a moment, but let's okay, there we go. Okay, so here they're starting, okay? So we got Denise, we got Sherry, we got Wendy, Cameron, Richard. Well, Richard was saying, Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. Valentine's Day and we're alone. That is terrible. Okay, now, but look at all these people. I am lonely. I am lonely. I'm lonely. Wow. To me, that seems like a lot of people. A lot of people who have the same thing on their mind. A good start right now, and a lot of you already do it, is to make friends right here on this board and say, you know what? I don't want to be lonely anymore. I can't, you can't get the hugs. You can't get the human touch and being with someone, but you at least can commiserate together and be miserable together if you want to. So put it on the board. You see all these lonely people? What can you guys do for each other? What kind of games night can you arrange? Maybe watch the hockey game together. Are you interested in the hockey game? Last night's game sucked, unless you were a Montreal fan. But watch the game with someone else. Yes, I'm one of those people who can be in a room full of family and friends and still feel lonely. Yes, it is so possible to be lonely in the middle of a football stadium full of people. So what are you going to do about it? I'm not going to solve it for you. No one's going to solve it for you. And this isn't tough love. This is just reality. What are you going to do about being lonely? I don't want you just to sit there and accept it. You don't have to. My thoughts go back to the Spanish flu. By the way, interesting story about the Spanish flu. And this goes to everybody who these racist comments about being the Chinese flu. Do you know the Spanish flu was started in the States? In the United States of America? That's where it was started. It was just because the journals and the newspapers of the time in Spain were the only ones who had the guts to talk about it because no one wanted to talk about it. The States didn't want people thinking that there was anything wrong. It started in the States, but it's called the Spanish flu. Go figure. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I think back to the Spanish flu, and I think, wow, could you imagine? First of all, they didn't know what caused it. They knew very little about, contagious diseases. They had no vaccine. I mean, getting a vaccine, no. They had no Zoom, no communication, no daily updates. They sat in fear in their houses and again by themselves, afraid to go anywhere. And my guess is that lasted even long after the Spanish flu was over. So we have to take everything, what is relative. It is terrible. Jill, what do you mean with this pandemic? What can you do? I want to just give me an idea of what you mean, if you could. Just update that. So, yes, it's terrible, but wow, we do have more at our disposal. They couldn't order groceries and have them delivered. There's no Skip the Dishes or Uber Eats or anything like that during the Spanish flu. So it's some consolation to know that things aren't as bad as they used to be. Let me see. I'm just waiting for, who was it that was asking that? It was Kelly. Kelly, I'm currently watching the Dick Van Dyke Show. Okay, I have been binging on McHale's Navy. There's don't just depend on Netflix. YouTube has a lot of shows on it. McHale's Navy. What are we watching as well? Oh, Hogan's Heroes. We're watching Hogan's Heroes. What else? Dick Van Dyke is on there as well. Car 54, Where Are You? Is on there. So if you're tired of binging on Netflix or paying for things to binge, go to YouTube. Try YouTube. Patricia. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to. Yes. Let me see. Yeah, let's talk about Cameron there. My mom, she's alone in a nursing home, has phone problems. Really hope people are reaching out. Yeah, part of me wants to go in front of every old age home, and with a megaphone or maybe a guitar. I can't play the guitar, and do something. Right? Give them something to look out the window for. Oh, my heart goes out to anybody in an old age home right now. Diana's been watching Get Smart, and she's not talking about the movie Kids. There was a show called Get Smart from many years ago. Where are we? Has anyone seen any really good movies that they can pass on? Because a lot of people are getting a little tired. You know what I watched? I watched a really interesting movie. Now, I'm a history fanatic. I love Abraham Lincoln. He's a fascinating man, has a fascinating history. And so there's a movie called Saving Lincoln. And what it is there's no backdrops. They did everything in front of a green screen, and they used actual pictures from the Civil War era of the war itself, of scenery, even of the White House and of his home as the backdrop. It was fascinating. But I couldn't find it anywhere. You know where I found it? I found it on YouTube, and for the first time this movie, I rented a movie from YouTube. I've never done that before. It was $1. Cost me $1. So don't discount YouTube if you're tired of Netflix, if that's the only streaming service you have, or even Apple, which can get expensive. Don't discount YouTube. That was the first time I've rented one. I'll do it again. White Tiger is a new one on Netflix. What's White Tiger about? Is that any good? So look at this. I love this. Everybody's putting in what shows and movies you can be watching. Bridgerton. I know. Patricia. Okay. She's put it all in caps. Kevin, for the love of God, would you say Bridgerton? I saw it. I don't know if it moves me. Is it good? Oh, by the way, I saw and heard so much about Wanda, what was it? WandaVision. So I watched it. I thought it was horrible. It was terrible. Until my younger son, had said, no, you're not watching it right. You have to watch all the Marvel movies before. So Parker and I are now on a mission. We are going to watch all 23 Marvel movies in chronological order and then rewatch WandaVision. So that's something we can do. That's fun, and we're doing it together, which is fun. Sorry, what was that one, Parker? You're trying to point out to me? CNN is starting a new series. Oh, really? A new series on Lincoln starting tonight at 10. Wow, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, he's an amazing man. Do you know what? he was a man who understood what it meant to get along. I mean, without the obvious, Emancipation Proclamation. That's the obvious thing. However, he was one who, even though he was a wartime president and ordered some battles, he is famous for saying the best way to defeat my enemy is to make him my friend. He is a fascinating man, absolutely fascinating man. Let me see. Okay. Donna's saying WandaVision is great. Okay. And do yourself a favor if you've never watched Dick Van Dyke, The Brady Bunch, or what was the other one that was Bewitched? Dick Van Dyke, Brady Bunch, or Bewitched. Watch a few episodes of those before you watch WandaVision if you hadn't, because it's going to help you out a little bit. I'm not going to ruin it for you. That's just something. I worked through Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek, fantastic. You get to say shit. Schitt's Creek. Fantastic. And you know what? So proud of that crew. So proud that they are Canadian. So proud of that product. An amazing show. Richard Birch saying, I watched Doctor Who. Which one? I know there's a new one out, isn't there? And let me see. Lori has to go pick up her son. So good luck. Me and my dad are watching Blue Bloods. There you go, Matthew. Hello, Matthew, buddy. All right. Are there any other topics people want to talk about? Isn't this okay? Think about what just happened. We were all talking about being alone and other things, that aren't so happy. And as soon as we started talking about movies and shows and what do you want to watch, bam, the floodgates opened. So you start a Facebook group, you start a group, they're very, very easy on Twitter, whatever. And you start talking about things. Hey, what can I do today? What's something interesting to do today? And don't forget, you can still go out for a walk. The lockdown order does not mean you have to stay in your home. It means that you have to stay, no unnecessary travel. All the Doctors are started back from the beginning in 19... Oh, you're watching all the Doctor Who's. Well, good on you. Good luck to you on that one. Sorry, what was I saying? So I say, what was I saying? And Parker goes, what was I talking about? Someone tell me what I was talking about. I wasn't even listening to myself. Wouldn't it be interesting to start? I think what I was saying is, wouldn't it be interesting to start a group of your own, and you can make, you can call it the "What Can I Do Today" group. And if somebody is savvy to Facebook or whatever, or message boards, you could start it right now and say, who wants to join? And then every morning, everybody pipes in, what should we do today? What can I do today? And everybody puts their ideas in. Somebody can start that. That's very easy to start. Yes, Calvin made it here tonight. Kelly's asking if Calvin made it here. Oh, I think he did, didn't he? Wait. What about, you know what? And again, Mike Robin, my buddy Mike, I haven't seen him tonight at all. Is he here? Oh, he is there. He's just being very quiet. But I'm glad you're back, Mike. I'm glad you're back. Mike was, Mike's a warrior, my friends, up in Cochrane. He's a warrior. And he was worried about everybody else. And I think he, Mike, if I'm not, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think it was getting tough on you, which is normal, for everybody. Mike works to help the homeless in Cochrane. And that can be, that can be really tough. So I think that would be a good idea. Make connections with a few people or a lot of people. And every morning you touch base. What's a good thing to do today? I don't know what, you could come up with some really imaginative stuff. I really think you could. And then Calvin brings up eating rice and honey garlic meatballs. I have no idea what he's talking about. Obviously, it's a conversation going on here, but I thought I'd throw that in there. If everybody's looking for a great show on Amazon Prime, check out Red Oaks. Okay, Red Oaks. Connie says, Bridgerton is rather like watching porn. Dorothy, okay, I'm on to you. And now all of a sudden I'm interested. Any other topics people want to talk about? Any other concerns? We talked about COVID fatigue. We talked about loneliness. Excuse me. I've really developed this dry cough. Has anybody else developed this dry cough? It's not a cold, and it's not COVID. Let me see. I mean, the other thing too is what you can do in this group if someone's willing to start it is talk about not only what you can do, but what are you going to make for supper today? What's easy or what's unusual? What's different? John brings up, okay, let's go with that. Let's talk about this. What is great lockdown music? What is great lockdown music? And what's wonderful about that, if you have Spotify and you have, Amazon, you have, I don't want to say her name. Alex with an A. Okay, she didn't hear it. If you have Google Home, anything like that, the greatest thing is, I was, what did I get into the other night? Oh, B.B. King. Alexa, play some B.B. King.
This is B.B. King from Spotify.
Bring it right up, yeah. Listen to that for like an hour. Hey, try some B.B. King. Okay, anything by Billy Joel. Alexa, play some Billy Joel.
This is Billy Joel from Spotify. Playing songs by Wham from Spotify.
Oh, Men Without Hats. I had the great pleasure of actually playing that little dun 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 dun. Oh, what's that? Oh, Alexa, pause. Oh yeah, I'm not worried. You know what? I don't have to worry about copyright because it's playing in the background, so I'm okay with that. That's covered, as long as I don't play it directly. But I had a chance to play that. Alexa, play Safety Dance. I had a chance. I love this.
Safety Dance by Karsten from Spotify.
Not from Karsten. Alexa, play Men Without Hats Safety Dance. There's only one safety dance.
The Safety Dance by Men Without Hats from Spotify.
This part right here. Right here. Hold on. Oh, you guys get past the. See, this is the extended version. When I bought 45s, it was not like this. We had them on the show.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance. And if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
Alexa, pause. So I had a chance to actually play that with Men Without Hats. That and singing with Sharon Lois and Bram, greatest, I get to sing with them on stage. Greatest joys of my life. I had a chance with Gordon Lightfoot to sing part of the Edmund Fitzgerald with him. I was terrible. I also had a chance to sing with the cast of Come From Away. I can't even remember the first part of it. But yeah, a great time. Oh, yes, I also did that too. Parker reminds me, I got a chance to DJ and sing with LMFAO. What is its name? Red Foo. Isn't that great? I think, is there a picture hanging in my bedroom of that one? This was me singing with Gordon Lightfoot. Hold on, where was that? Oh, that's right here. So this is me singing The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald with Gordon Lightfoot. And what else? Was there any other performers? And Fred Penner. Fred Penner, right here. I got a chance to sing the Sandwich song. Sandwiches are wonderful, sandwiches are fine. If I had a sandwich, I'd eat it all the time. I'd eat it for my breakfast, I'd eat it for my lunch. If I had 100 sandwiches, I'd eat them all at once. And here's me with Red Foo. So LMFAO, right there on stage in Vegas, singing with them. So, okay, see, and again, see what happens when you go down these different rabbit holes is now all of a sudden there's joy, there's happiness, there's something to do. Because what happened? What happened was we had something to talk about, something to do. Don't sit there and be bored. You're going to get stressed out and anxious. If you're sitting there and being bored, it's up to you to be ingenious and think of something so that you are no longer, that you are doing something for yourself. So the breathing exercises, you're doing that for yourself. You're taking charge. So sitting like this is not taking charge. There's going to be times you're going to feel lonely, I know, but if you do, what can you do about it? Always keep in the back of your mind, it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We are. It's going to be okay. We are going to get through this. Let me see. What else do we have? What else do people want to talk about here? Because wow, okay, I blathered on here. I gotta get a guest for this. Let me see. Someone said, I just saw it pass by. My neighbors moved out downstairs, so now I can dance. Oh, it's Cameron. Okay. I like that. Yeah. You remember in Friends, who was it when he kept yelling at them to be quiet, and he had the broom, Mr. Come on, someone help me out here. What was his name? And he died as one of the episodes. And at the end, Chandler says, "We'll try and keep it down." Waiting. Not Monica. Mr. something. Mr. Buggles? Mr. Come on, somebody. Come on, Friends fans. Not Mr. Roper. That's Three's Company. Mr. Heckles. Thank you, Parker. Mr. Heckles. How could I forget that? All right. Well, folks, you know what? I am just about done. I hope you aren't. You've got it really. I think that's been the underlying message tonight. You got to take charge. You got to take control of your parasympathetic nervous system, for one thing. So the breathing exercises, the trying not to surround yourself with bad news, thinking positively, being gentle with yourself. In fact, if you read my my blog, it is called How Do I Love Me? So my latest blog, thehappymolecule.com. So thehappymolecule.com. I invite you to go read that blog right now. While you're there, by the way, sign up, subscribe so that you know when new blogs are out. But I talk about how to like yourself and the kind of weird reason we don't. So I invite you to do that. I invite you to go and check out the podcast, thehappymolecule.com. You just go to any of your favorite podcast directories and download it from there. Or you go to thehappymolecule.com. There we go. Thank you, Parker. Go to thehappymolecule.com and you can download the podcast straight from there as well. So thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you, Donna. The blog was great. I appreciate that. And there are other blogs there to listen to as well. Everything about your mental health. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're here for each other. So until next week, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Oops. You switched the camera.